With the murder of George Floyd and we the people taking our frustrations with it to the streets, it looks as though this nation, for the most part, might finally be willing to have the discussion on law enforcement and police brutality that the black community has been asking for. I say for the most part because, as we've seen in these last few weeks, there's still a substantial group of politicians, media pundits, and citizens who don't want to have that conversation. And if you can get one of them to admit that there is a problem, they'll attempt to minimize it or place blame in areas where it doesn't belong. Now, one of their frequently used talking points, I've heard it, you've heard it, is black on black crime. If we were playing a game of spades, this would be their big joker, the ultimate winning play. But it's just a misdirection, a verbal sleight of hand used to distract from the issues or to derail the conversation. You've all heard, some of you have even said it. It usually goes something like this: police, why aren't we talking about black on black crime? That's the real problem. Want to know why nobody talks about it? Because you're not actually interested in it. The reality is black activists address crime within the community all the time. Others only seem to want to address it when we talk about crimes being committed against us by uniformed officers. If you truly cared, you'd be talking along with us instead of at us. By the way, you know who overwhelmingly commits crimes against white people? White people, at almost identical rates, because crimes are carried out due to proximity. But we don't say white on white crime, do we? Blacks rob blacks, Latinos rob Latinos, Asians rob Asians, whites rob whites, and on and on and on. But we only hear about one, making it seem as if the community itself isn't concerned about crime, and nothing could be further from the truth. But the real flaw in this argument is the simple fact that when a black person commits a crime against another black person, or a white person against another white person, and so forth, that person faces justice, something that happens less than 1% of the time when the perpetrator is a cop. It's not just that police brutality exists, it's also there's little to no accountability for it. And I don't think the police or anybody making this argument would be agreeable to applying the same standard of crime and punishment to those who protect and serve as we aggressively do to black and black crime. And the reality is we shouldn't apply the same standard. The standard for our police force should be much higher.